Can you please introduce yourself? Where were you born and where do you live now?
I'm Vincent. I'm the Facilities Maintenance Manager here at Belmont High School. I was born in Warrnambool Hospital in 1965. I grew up in Port Fairy, primary school in Port Fairy, secondary school in Warrnambool, and I live in Hamlin Heights, Geelong now.
Could you describe your average day at Belmont High School and what you do?
There isn't really an average day because there's a lot of variables in the day. Basically, when I arrive at work, sometimes I just get in the car park and people start asking me about things. Others start pulling up. Sometimes Gary, our cleaner, wants to tell me something, So your day is sort of immediately hijacked with those things, even though you come in and plan to do different things. Primarily, one of the functions is essential services management. That's when a building's built, it gets an occupancy certificate, or previously a certificate of final completion. And from that, there are certain elements of essential services maintenance, like making sure fire extinguishers, fire hydrants, those sort of things, paths of travel to exits, exit lights above the doors, they're all elements of the essential services.
Are there any jobs that come up more frequently than others?
There's all the little incidental jobs, like cutting locks off lockers when people lose their key or are unable to open them. There's jobs like blocked toilets, that sort of thing, broken toilet seats, bit of vandalism, graffiti, all those little jobs that crop up. There's all the moving furniture and reallocating furniture and that sort of stuff. There's also the bio lab, which I have a little bit of involvement with as well. They have maintenance issues. Then there's the real stuff, the breakdowns, like air conditioners, automatic doors, all those things.
What hobbies do you have outside of Belmont High?
Well, when I was younger, I was heavily into cycling and used to actually build racing bike frames. I got into sort of light fabrication and silver brazing, welding, that type of thing. When I was about 29 years old, I took my first flying lesson, and I've been pretty well involved in flying. I've owned a couple of aeroplanes, actually built an aeroplane as well. That didn't go so well. My advice is to buy one, it's already put together. So flying's my main hobby, yeah. Well, when I was a kid, very rarely saw an aircraft, and then when I was in about grade 5, I've got two older brothers. One was 7 years older than me. A tiger moth was flying around my hometown, Port Fairy, and it landed at the airfield, and we talked our mum into driving us out there to the airfield, and my brother ran over to the guy and said how much to go flying. It was like $8 for aerobatics, $5 for a normal flight. So he ran back to the car and said, my mum said, "Oh, how much is it?" And he said, "It's $8. And then he got the $8 ride, and they came back and she'd sussed out the price a bit by then. I only got the $5 ride. Bear in mind, $5 then would have bought 2 weeks of groceries, and we didn't have a lot of money. But that was probably what triggered it, yeah. So, and it's kept me poor the rest of all these years.
What careers have you taken, or like jobs, outside other than working at Belmont High School?
Well, initially, growing up in the country, I didn't particularly want to go to Melbourne to university and that, and my marks weren't that great. Like back in those days, not everyone got to go to university. Like you had to get reasonably good scores, which I didn't get. So I joined Telecom as a technician in training. Spent the first year was virtually all school up at Ballarat at a specific telecom training school. I worked in Melbourne for a couple of years, got a transfer to Geelong. After nearly 25 years in telecom, I took a redundancy package. I did data cabling, optical fibre and that sort of thing. I got offered, a job came up at a school. My wife said, "Oh, you'd be good at that," so I got a job as maintenance manager at another school. Had 8.5 good years there. Then I spent another 18 months there and didn't like it, so I left that. I worked at a wind farm for a little while. I like to say I built the whole place, but I didn't. And I got a job at Geelong Wheelchairs, assembling and building power wheelchairs and programming wheelchairs, that sort of thing. It's quite complex. And then I've come here about 12 months ago, so yeah, that's That's it, yeah.
So you've been working for about a year.
Just over a year now, yeah.
Do you feel like when you're working at Belmont High School you get enough recognition for all the work you do?
Oh, look, people are very courteous and polite and say thank you, it's really good. I don't think they see the complexity of the work. They think everything's a 5-minute job. But that's pretty much your whole working life, you know. Even back in telecom, people only see the phone on the wall or on the table. They don't see that there's 18 kilometres of cable and millions of dollars worth of exchange equipment. That 97% of houses had a telephone service connected and, you know, all that sort of stuff. They don't see the whole picture. So no matter what you do, you don't really get appreciated. It'll be the same with school teachers. Like, you know, you don't realise that they sit up to midnight doing stuff before you're at home, you know. I think any job's like that, really. So, I don't feel hard done by, but no, people don't recognise the amount of work there is, that's for sure.